There is something profoundly powerful about those who walk in alignment with their purpose, especially the chosen ones. You don't need to speak. You don't need to explain yourself. Just your presence is enough to stir the unseen. Why? Because light doesn't argue with darkness. It simply shines, and in doing so, reveals what has been hidden. As a chosen one, your energy carries divine clarity. You reflect truth, purity, and spiritual authority. And these qualities challenge the spirits operating in others. You might notice how people shift around you. They might suddenly become cold, distant, or even hostile. But often, this reaction has little to do with you as a person. What's really happening is spiritual. What's in you agitates what's hiding in them. This is spiritual warfare, not with words, but with presence. The moment you enter a room, the atmosphere can change. People may feel uncomfortable, not because you've done anything wrong, but because your soul is at peace while theirs is in conflict. The light in you exposes the darkness in them, and that exposure feels like a threat to anything unhealed, dishonest, or wicked. The truth is, the chosen ones are mirrors. You show others who they really are, whether they like it or not. This is why demons, spiritual forces that feed on deception, ego, and pride, hate your reflection. They cannot hide in your light. That's why some people lash out, gossip, or try to discredit you. It's an act of spiritual resistance. But even then, you don't have to retaliate. You don't have to lower your frequency. Your silence is often your greatest strength. Your peace is your protection. Keep shining. Stay grounded. Stay humble. You were not chosen to fit in. You were chosen to stand out, to break cycles, to shift atmospheres, and to remind people of who they truly are, even when they're not ready to face it. In a world that is often ruled by appearances and superficial connections, your authentic presence is disruptive. But don't let that discourage you. It's confirmation of your assignment. You were never meant to be invisible. You were born to expose, to heal, to awaken just by being who you are. So when you feel resistance, remember, it's not always about you. It's about the battle between light and darkness, truth and deception. And your existence alone is a weapon in that battle. Keep walking in love, in truth, and in purpose, because no demon can withstand the light you carry. You are the chosen one, and the world will never be the same because of it. But with this calling comes responsibility. Being a chosen one isn't about pride or superiority, it's about service. You've been set apart to carry something sacred, and that weight isn't always easy. Often, you walk alone, misunderstood, misjudged, even rejected by those you once trusted. But remember, rejection is often redirection, not just away from people, but toward your purpose. You weren't chosen for comfort. You were chosen for impact, and impact requires endurance. Your journey will involve shedding old versions of yourself, losing relationships that no longer align, and stepping into rooms where your spirit speaks louder than your voice ever could. And still, you shine. Still, you rise. There will be moments when you question why you've been placed on this path. You'll wonder why things seem harder for you than for others. But the truth is, the greater the light, the greater the opposition. The stronger your calling, the more resistance you'll face. It's not because you're cursed, it's because you're chosen. And chosen vessels must be tested. But here's the mystery. Your testing is also your training. Every trial refines your spirit. Every betrayal strengthens your discernment. Every spiritual battle sharpens your awareness. The fire didn't come to destroy you. It came to reveal what's indestructible in you. Understand this. When your energy exposes demons, it also attracts destiny. People who are walking in truth will be drawn to you. Souls who are awakening will find healing in your presence. Your light not only reveals, it restores. You are a spiritual lighthouse, guiding others through the storm, even when you yourself are weathering your own. You don't need a platform to be powerful. You don't need titles or recognition. Heaven sees you. The spirit realm recognizes your authority. Your name is known in places you've never stepped into, not because of status, but because of the frequency you carry. You walk with a divine vibration, and that's why doors open. That's why chains break. That's why darkness trembles. So keep walking in truth. Don't dim your light to make others comfortable. Don't shrink to fit into places you've outgrown. Stand firm. Stay rooted in love, in faith, in integrity. You don't have to prove your worth. Your presence is the proof. In a noisy world, your silence carries weight. In a dark world, your light speaks volumes. You are not just noticed, you are felt. And that spiritual signature leaves an imprint wherever you go. Remember, being chosen is not the end, it's the beginning. It's a life of surrender, of sacrifice, of supernatural strength. But it is also a life of impact, of transformation, of divine favor. You were born for this, you were built for this, and no demon in hell can stop what God has placed inside of you. Keep going, chosen one. The world needs your light. Even as the battles intensify and the resistance grows stronger, remember this: your very existence is a threat to systems of darkness. Not because you seek conflict, but because the truth you carry naturally challenges the lies many have built their lives upon. You don't expose demons by accusation, you expose them simply by being who you are: authentic, honest, radiant, awake. Your energy disturbs what's dormant. It stirs what's stagnant. In a room full of masks, you show up as your true self, and that alone brings discomfort to those who are still hiding. You might not realize the full weight of your presence, but spiritually sensitive people do, both those walking in light and those operating in shadow. This is why spiritual warfare is rarely loud. It often happens in whispers, in unspoken tension, in strange shifts in energy when you enter a space. It's the cold stares, the gossip behind closed doors, the sudden distance from people who once embraced you. But again, it's not about you. It's about what's being stirred inside of them by your very presence. You're not fighting people, you're confronting the spirits within them. Don't internalize their discomfort as your failure. See it as evidence of your assignment. When your light triggers resistance, that's confirmation that you're exactly where you're meant to be. The spiritual realm recognizes your authority, even when you don't. That's why the warfare feels personal, because the mission is powerful. Chosen ones are often forged in silence. Your training happens in hidden places, through quiet tears, long seasons of waiting, and lonely roads that no one else sees. But it's in these moments that your spirit matures. You learn to rely on divine guidance. You learn to walk by faith and not by sight. And slowly, you become a vessel strong enough to carry the weight of your calling. There's a reason your journey hasn't looked like everyone else's. You were never called to blend in. You were called to break patterns, to confront generational strongholds, to walk in divine clarity when the world is confused. That's not an easy calling, but it's a necessary one. The mantle you carry isn't for show, it's for transformation. You are here to remind people of what they've forgotten, that they are light, that they are love, that they are more than the trauma, the fear, or the systems that seek to define them. But before you can awaken others, you had to first be awakened yourself. That's why your path was so hard. That's why the fire came early. You were being refined for something greater. So, as your energy continues to expose what's hidden, remain humble. Spiritual power doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't demand attention. It simply moves with quiet confidence, knowing that the source within is greater than anything outside. You are a carrier of that source. Your peace is warfare. Your love is resistance. Your alignment is a weapon. Some will never understand you, and that's okay. Your mission wasn't given to the masses. It was given to you. And those who are meant to walk beside you will recognize your spirit. They'll speak your language without needing translation. They'll value your presence without needing explanation. But until then, keep moving forward. Keep doing the inner work. Keep protecting your energy. Not everything deserves a response. Not every battle is yours to fight. You're not here to convince anyone of your light. You're here to be the light, to live it, to shine it, to walk boldly into spaces that need what you carry. And remember, your influence isn't measured by how many follow you, but by how many awake because of you. Every seed you plant in love, every moment you choose truth over comfort, every time you forgive when you could hate, you are shifting the atmosphere. You are making room for heaven to move through earth. And that's what it means to be chosen. So, when demons tremble and people scatter, know this: you're not doing anything wrong. You're walking in your power. The light in you is speaking louder than words ever could. Keep shining. Keep standing. Keep surrendering. The path won't be easy, but it will be worth it. You are the chosen one. You are the lighthouse in the storm, the voice in the wilderness, the living proof that darkness has already lost. And your presence will continue to expose, awaken, and illuminate, just as you were divinely designed to do. Chosen ones must understand the nature of their battle. It's not against flesh and blood, but against energies, atmospheres, spiritual forces that operate beneath the surface of what looks normal. The discomfort you create in others is not always about what you do. It's about what you reveal just by being. You reflect light, and that light becomes a mirror to those who have built comfort in the dark. Your life becomes a quiet confrontation. In a room where people wear masks, your authenticity is offensive. In a culture driven by ego, your humility is disruptive. In spaces ruled by performance, your inner peace is unsettling. Not because you're trying to make a statement, but because the truth you walk in can't be ignored. This is the essence of the spiritual authority you carry, silent yet commanding. But here's the hard part. This silent authority often isolates you. You'll wonder why people back away without reason. You'll question why friends turn cold, why coworkers grow hostile, why strangers sense you and either flock toward you or flee from you. It can be confusing until you remember that light doesn't only illuminate paths, it also exposes what's hiding in the shadows. You're not just a person. You're a spiritual environment. The chosen ones shift atmospheres, not with titles, not with arguments, not with force, but with presence. There's a spiritual frequency you carry that causes hidden things to come to the surface. Some will be drawn to your light, inspired and healed by it. Others will feel attacked, not because you harmed them, but because what's unhealed within them can't hide in your presence. And yet, this calling demands restraint. Just because you see doesn't mean you speak. Just because you sense doesn't mean you confront. You are not called to expose people. You're called to expose spirits. There's a difference. The chosen ones must operate with wisdom, compassion, and deep spiritual discernment. You're not here to judge. You're here to awaken. That's why your silence often carries more power than any words you could speak. You may not realize it, but every time you choose peace over reaction, forgiveness over offense, presence over performance, you're making a spiritual declaration. You're choosing to reflect a higher reality, And even if the people around you don't understand it, the realm of the Spirit does. Heaven sees. Darkness trembles. The atmosphere shifts. Chains begin to crack. And you, without saying a word, become the very evidence of God's power on earth. This is why the enemy works so hard to silence you, discourage you, isolate you. Because if you ever fully understood the power you carry, if you ever fully stood in your spiritual authority, every room you walked into would become a battlefield that light wins before the fight even begins. You are not weak for being sensitive. You are not too much for seeing what others overlook. You're not dramatic for feeling the tension before words are ever spoken. These are signs of your calling. The world needs less noise and more clarity, less performance and more presence. That's what you bring. So let the silence speak. Let your alignment speak. Let your peace shake the demons that pretend to wear polite smiles. Let your quiet spirit dismantle every unspoken lie. You don't need to fight the way the world fights. The authority you carry is from another realm, and no force of darkness can withstand the light you walk in. You are the chosen one, and that means you are not here to fit in. You are here to interrupt what has been hidden too long. You are here to remind the earth of heaven's reality. You are here to awaken the sleeping, heal the wounded, and disturb the comfortable. You were sent not just to see what others don't,